Well, hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. Finally, we got a little over a quarter inch of rain last night and this morning. Everything didn't get a lot of sunshine today, so everything's still damp. I decided I was burning that pile. Started it in the barrel, but it spread to the wood outside of it. It's on its own. An hour from now, most of that'll be burned up and gone. Then I'll restack it another time and burn it again. My grandboys are here with me this weekend. They got to pick their tools up. I see there's an axe laying on the ground right there. They've been working on this old tree stump. They don't do a lot of damage to it, but that's what they wanted to do. And my buddy Aaron came and checked on the honeybee hive. I told him I hadn't seen much motion. I was worried. Well, he took it all apart, checked everything, and he did not see a queen and didn't see any queen cells. So hopefully he just missed her and she's in there. But they tagged him a few times today. It did get up to about 76, 78. So he put his suit on after getting stung about 3 times. But he said that's a strong hive. They don't need any food. The top box is all food. And there's a lot of bees in there. So I'm hoping that they do have a queen and they survived the winter. He said he's got about 30 or 35 hives. He said it's the best looking hive he's got out of all of them. So hopefully they will last through the winter and I won't have to worry about it. But he checks them about once a month. So I took the mower to the back. I'm not going to walk back there and show y'all, but I did take it back there and blew a lot of the leaves away from where the deer corn is and cut down some weeds and made it a little easier to see when you're hunting. So I got something else I did. I did a short earlier today. Showed y'all I put up 4 can lights in my kitchen. It just wasn't bright enough, and I done put the brightest light up I could find, and it still wasn't bright enough, so I added those 4 can lights, and I'm really liking it. I got plenty of light in the kitchen now. So some of you older folks will know the older you get, the more light you like. But so I've got 4 extra roosters in this pen with Junior, so that's 5 over here. I've got 3 roosters in here with Junior, and so far he's still the boss. And what I've decided is this little black and red one here is probably going to go to freezer camp. The white one's going to go to freezer camp. And I've got a red one back there with the black tail, feathers on its feet. That keeps that gene, which is my original gene. Original 6 chickens I got had feathers on their feet, and I like it. So he's probably going to replace Junior. There's no extra roosters in with Sue. He's got all hens over there with him. Look at there. White Knight just took that other one off that hen. He don't like them messing with his ladies. But there's a total of 5 roosters over here. But anywho, they have dug down about 4 inches to my water line. I got to cover that up before we get too doggone cold this winter. But we've collected the eggs, and altogether I've got about 46 in 3 days. That's not bad. 44, 46, somewhere right in there. That's not bad. They're laying pretty good. So I showed y'all the last long video where I bought more feed and all that, and I bought a bag of crushed oyster shell to help them have plenty of calcium, because that's what they make their eggshells out of. It's actually sitting right here. So I took one of the baby chick feeders and filled it with crushed oyster shell and set it inside the middle pen, and from what I can tell, they haven't even messed with it. So I'll leave it in this pen for a couple of days, and then I'll move it to the big pen for a couple of days, and then over with Sue for a couple of days, and just move it from one to the next. That way, if they want any, they can eat it, and if they don't, then, you know, they don't have to. I don't want to mix it in with their food. But they all seem to be doing well. I need to get in there with the mower and mulch up all the leaves, but it'll be all right. I'm thinking about taking a board and screwing it to the rafters and put my light on that board so they don't have anything to try to roost on. They keep knocking the light down at an angle, and when they come on, when it gets cold, it's going to throw the heat into the other pen. So but anywho, the boys have been extremely rambunctious this weekend. But so y'all can't tell what that is, but if you straighten this out, which it pivots, it's only got one screw in it, and then the other one pivots out, my bike tires will fit right in there and keep the bike from falling over. So when I put the bike in the back of the truck to haul it somewhere, I set it inside this frame, and that'll stop the bike from falling over. I still put a strap on it so it don't move, but that'll keep it from falling over, and I don't have to worry about messing up the engine. So built that today, and y'all know I used to work for my brother's heating and air company, and they do a the Christmas parade every year, and they have a big float, and one of the ladies that works there, my niece, her husband, dresses up like the Grinch and goes, has a ball, throws candy out. Well, last year they used a goat cart and decorated it up, and he rode around on it. The year before that, he just walked around and ran, and he's a nut, y'all. He always does a fantastic job. But this year, she wants to decorate this bike up and let him ride the bike, and I'm not so sure about it, but if I'm gonna take it up there to him and see how it goes. If they want to ride it in it, then I'm gonna let them. You see, I still got the saw and my little impact drill out. I need to get that put up. But I'm hanging around outside till dark, which is probably another hour and a half, and because we got a lot of clouds in the sky, and watching this thing burn up, and I've needed to do that for quite a while. I'm glad I'm finally getting it burned, and eventually I'll get this little pile up under that old bed liner burned as well. I'll probably throw it on this pile and only have one burn spot, but knocked a few little projects out this weekend, which is a good thing. And I got to spend some time with my grandboys, even though they've been fussing and fighting about half the time. But still wouldn't trade the time for the world. But I did take my bicycle wagon tires to the local tire shop that I deal with, and they don't do bicycle tires, but he agreed to take them off and find out why they wouldn't hold air. And the one that I had put a tube in, he said I pinched it and had a pinhole in it, and the tubes were old. Of course, this thing's 10 years old. It's just never really been used. And then the other one, he said it had 5 or 6 patches on it that were leaking and pinholes all over it. And he took the tubes out, and I'm like, well, I never patched that tire. It came that way, I believe. But anyway, I've got to measure the rims and go buy 2 new tubes to put in there. And I think I've got a couple in my old building up there, but I'm going to buy a couple anyway and have a spare just in case. I've got a little bicycle pump I like to keep with the bike just in case I need to pump a tire up. But anyway, that thing will be ready to pull with the bike before long. And if I can get it done before the Christmas parade, I may hook it to the bike and let him pull that little wagon. They could fill it full of gifts, fake gifts, wrapped gifts, and do that with it. I don't know. I just thought that was an idea, but I got to get 2 new tubes and get them in there and make sure they actually hold air before I take it up there to them. So my biggest dilemma I'm having now is this bike is not light. It's 6 foot long with the little motor on there, and I can pick it up, but I need to get this bike in the bed of my truck, you know, in order to haul it over there, and that's going to be a job. But anywho, it's been a pretty weekend other than the rain last night and this morning. And I'm going to let that fire burn and save me a lot of work. Excuse me, I've got a lot of sinus drainage going on. I've known several people that's had it, but it's just making me cough a little bit. But I started taking some Robitussin or Tussin today, and I'm gonna try to knock this sinus mess out before it gets too bad. But either way, guys, I appreciate y'all watching my videos. The new subscribers, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. You know, I'm just a small little country boy homestead, trying to do most of it by myself. And you know, if you've never heard of it, I've got Rocky Mountain spotted fever. I'll have it the rest of my life. It went 3 years before they finally diagnosed it, and it's done a toll on me. So there's a lot of things that I used to could do by myself that I can't anymore. And I cramp a lot because of that. And I did not want to go in the attic. I've had those lights for several months. I didn't want to go in the attic and put those lights up that I showed in the short and be in my attic and cramp up and get myself in a position I couldn't get out of. So I waited till my grandson was here. He's old enough to know how to dial the phone and get me some help if needed. And thank goodness I didn't have to do that, but I finally got those lights up. I got the burn pile burning. I got the bike stand made for hauling the bike in the back of the truck. And the honeybee hive got checked today. I've got crushed oyster shell for the chickens to help them with their calcium needs. And we'll just, we'll see how it goes, guys. I do appreciate y'all once again. Remember what I always tell you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe and be prepared.